With add or delete questions, remember we might have an instinct about whether to add a sentence or delete it from the paragraph. But the more we can kind of just like dumb things down, dumb the ideas down in the passage, the better. I think that that really helps here. Just it gets us focused on the right stuff and to analyze this sentence. So the sentence itself, the cost of launching a new co-working business in the United States is estimated to be approximately $58,000. Well, sounds fine. There's nothing wrong with the sentence, and there shouldn't be because it's not about grammar. It's not about style. It's about ideas, right? So what other ideas are in this paragraph? The article published by Forbes magazine explained that co-working spaces are designated locations that for a fee individuals can use to conduct their work. So it's a space. The spaces are usually stocked with standard office equipment such as photocopiers, printers, and fax machines. There's equipment. The spaces often include small meeting areas and larger rooms for hosting presentations. So it's just describing the spaces. There's nothing about the cost, so that seems irrelevant. So I would say get rid of it. But let's look at the choices. We also need to make sure that the becauses make sense. So in A, it should be kept because it provides a detail that supports the main topic of the paragraph. Well, no, we just said it doesn't. There's nothing in the paragraph but the cost, right? That's the dumb version of the sentence. And the dumb version of the paragraph is it's just describing what they look like. So separate ideas. B, it should be kept because it sets up the main topic of the paragraph that follows. Well, okay, that's an instruction that we may need to look at. And C is the paragraph that follows about the cost. What most caught my interest, though, was a quotation from someone who described co-working spaces as melting pots of creativity. The article refers to a 2012 survey in which 64% of respondents noted that co-working spaces prevented them from completing tasks. Nope. The article goes on to suggest that most valuable resources provided by co-working spaces are actually the people. So nothing about cost. This is not about money at all. So that's gone. So just as I thought, we're going to end up deleting it. We should delete it because it blurs the paragraph's main focus with a loosely related detail. Well, it's loosely related because it is, in fact, about the co-working spaces and starting a business, but doesn't have anything to do with the main idea of the paragraph and describing what those spaces are like. Let's look at D. It repeats information that has provided in an earlier paragraph. Well, no. I mean, I didn't even bother giving them to us because we've only read a little bit here. We know that that specific fact isn't there. We could easily skim for it. But C matches my expectations. Very rarely are they going to make us scour this entire passage for some little fact. Main ideas are repeated ideas. And so we would have come across this idea very obviously by the time we got to this question, if this were truly the answer. More important, for these questions, these add or deletes, generally speaking, we want to delete for what I would call a weaker reason. Blurs the focus. That's a very weak kind of way of describing the problem, in a good way. Whereas D is much stronger. It's getting very specific about why it's bad. And so in general on the SAT, those very strong, specific reasons tend to be wrong. And the weaker kind of like, it just doesn't fit answers are better. And so that proves true here, and I would pretty confidently pick C, even without reading the other paragraphs here. I should, but it's not mentioned anywhere else. We've got enough memory, and we know that they weren't talking about the cost of starting one of these businesses.